Hello guys, welcome to the very first Driveclub online multiplayer video on the channel. I'm driving the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta and I think we're driving in one of the Scotland tracks. I don't remember the track's name anyways, but we're starting at the back of the pack. As you can see, we already got uh, one position, and this is a fairly high speed track, so there are very few sections where you actually need to brake. Most of them you're able to take completely flat out. And as you can see, we are already up in fourth place, so that was really quick. And I'm gonna be trying to reel this third guy in. He's driving, I think, a Marussia B2, which is a car that I had never heard about until I actually played Need for Speed Most Wanted, the 2012 one. And I had never heard about this car manufacturer before that game. But anyways, we overtake this McLaren, so we're up in second place. Now this section here uh, is one of the ones you actually need to brake really hard, otherwise you're gonna be flying straight onto the barrier. And this next section here is probably the worst one in the track because you really need to position your car correctly. There's a slight elevation that might throw you off, like you just saw here, and if you don't properly angle your car, you're gonna be sliding sideways for days. This guy ends up braking here. He wasn't supposed to brake over this section. You can actually take it completely flat out, but somehow he thought he needed to brake there, and I hate to be the guy who ran people off. I try my best to avoid this sort of stuff, but when these things happen, when people brake in sections where they're not supposed to, there's not much you can do about it, especially when you're going as fast as I was. There's not much time to react and brake in order to avoid an accident. So that was a bittersweet win. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. There's not much I can do to change that. But moving on to the second race of the video, we're gonna be heading over to Norway and we're gonna be driving the Lotus Evora S. This is not a car that I usually drive, but whenever I'm in the mood to shake these things up a little bit, I end up choosing cars that I don't normally drive. Again, we're starting at the back of the pack. There are only six racers in this track. And as you could see, these guys collided against the wall. They ended up ghosting out, which is a system that I really love about Driveclub. They actually ghost out the cars upon collision. Most collisions, actually, not all of them. Sometimes the system doesn't work as intended. This guy in front of me is gonna hit the wall really hard and is gonna get a speed penalty, which is gonna get me up to the third place. And I'm gonna be trying to overtake this Mercedes, but he's gonna try to push me off and into the barrier, and he succeeded actually. And this I think this guy's driving a Maserati. He's gonna go for the same type of move that the Mercedes guy pulled off, and it actually worked. And as you can see, the penalty system in this game, the ghost system in this game, doesn't always work. But when it does, it's awesome. It prevents so many accidents. It kind of penalizes people who are actually playing dirty. And I don't know, gives you a little bit of sense of justice because these people can get speed reductions based on what they do on the track. This guy's gonna get sandwiched between us two, which is something that I really wanted to avoid because this is gonna cost me a lot, as you could see right now. So we're back in fourth place. I'm gonna be trying to reel these guys in. There's a three-way battle going on ahead of me, which I hope is gonna slow all of them down. And as you can see, they are actually slowing each other down because they're trying to push each other off, and they are kind of battling such a stupid battle that I'm gonna end up capitalizing on that really hard. And I made contact with the Maserati, but I don't feel sorry at all. This guy is one of the dirty ones, so I don't care whether he gets screwed up by me or not. It's not like the first race where the other guys seem to be racing, seem to be a clean racer, and that one made me feel bad, but this one I don't feel bad at all. I don't care. So we're up in second place. Now I think it's down to me and the guy in the Mercedes A45 AMG, which by the way is one of my dream cars. My second dream car is the AMG GTS, but that one is just a dream. The A45 is actually within my reach, and I don't think it's such a distant dream for me to have. But we're quickly approaching this guy. This guy's again gonna try to push me off, and I managed to overtake him. And he's gonna, as you can see, he rams me off, and I ended up colliding against the guardrail, and that's gonna cost me a lot of time because the third place is starting to catch up to me, and I really didn't want to get involved into a three-way battle, especially so when I'm the one in the middle. This guy's again is gonna edge me out, and this is something that I really hate. Is when people who pull off dirty tricks like this guy is constantly try to pull, and they still manage to get away with that and get the first place. I don't think this is something that feels good when you're involved into this sort of stuff. And I really wish I had won this race just to show this guy that racing clean actually works better than um, doing the dirty work that he had been pulling throughout the entire race. But at least that goes to show that the third place couldn't get away with it, and he is actually driving an Audi, not a Maserati. But anyways, moving on to the third race of the video. This time we're going to be driving, I think, in Canada. And we're going to be driving a Mercedes AMG GTS. Now that's my second dream car. That's one car that I would be really happy if one day uh, I'll be able to afford it. I don't know, but that's something that I really want to have someday in my life. But again, we start at the back of the pack. There are 9 racers in this race. As you can see, there's a guy who ended up spinning out. He hit the barrier really hard and ended up spinning out. There's another accident here. This guy's ghosting out probably because of lag. There's a lot of lag going on in this race. And this guy in the BMW, we're gonna see that he's gonna try to post really something really stupid. He's gonna start swaying back and forth in an attempt to block me off. But the game identifies that and penalizes him, so he is gone. And of course, we're gonna get to the first place. And this is something that actually pisses me off in racing games. It's people that don't realize what they're doing. Uh, it's perfectly acceptable when you try to defend your position over corners. It's perfectly acceptable when you adopt a defensive racing line in order to, well, to protect your position. You don't want to get overtaken, so it's acceptable. It happens in real life motorsport. It happens in most competitive online races. But there is something that these people should learn, is that when you're on a straight line and someone is actually going faster than you are, let him through. Don't try to block them off by hitting them sideways or swaying back and forth like this guy just did, because that is a reason why these people are actually going faster than you are over a straight line. It's probably because they came out of the previous corner faster than you did, and of course they're gonna gain a lot on you. And even if those people are actually using faster cars than you are, who cares? I mean, nobody forced your car choice upon you. You chose your car because you wanted to use that car. So you need to be aware that there are cars that are going to be faster than yours. You need to be aware that there are cars that are going to be easier to drive than yours. So stay competitive. If you chose a car, try to stay as close to the competition, but don't try to screw people over just because they're faster than you, or just because they're using a car that you consider to be OP or to be better than the one that you're actually using. I don't get this sort of mentality where people feel inclined to screw other people up because of their decisions in the race or because of their ability. But anyways, that's gonna be a very easy first place finish. So I hope you enjoyed this first video. There's a lot more coming over the next weeks, maybe months, because I have accumulated a backlog of over 150 online races in Driveclub, and I do intend to bring them all to the channel at some point. All of the races that I have recorded are actually good ones, and I hope you bear with me with the quality because those were recorded using the recording function on my PS4. I didn't have a capture card back then, so the resolution is capped at 720p, and unfortunately there's not much I can do about that. So I hope you can put up with the lower quality than usual, and I hope you have fun watching this video. So if you did like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for a lot more Driveclub content coming over the next few months. Share the video with your friends and on your social media, it helps me out a lot. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, the link is in the description down below or at the beginning of the video. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.